The council chamber was massive. It could hold representatives from 200 different worlds. Today it was full. Every seat was taken. The air hummed with conversation in 1,000 languages, all translated by machines floating near the ceiling. Commander Velther walked through the main doors. His footsteps echoed on the stone floor. He was old now. His scales had turned gray at the edges. 3 scars ran across his face, gifts from a war 50 years ago. A war against humans. The other council members saw him coming. Some nodded. Most looked away. Velther was known for being difficult. He asked too many questions. He worried too much. In a time of peace and profit, no one wanted to hear about problems. The council recognizes Commander Velther of the Kryn Empire. The speaker announced. Velther stood at the center podium. Above him, holographic screens showed his military record. Battles won. Ships commanded. Years of service. It was impressive. But the council members looked bored already. "I come with urgent news about the Sol system," Velther began. Several council members laughed. One of them, High Arbiter Kairos, leaned forward. He was young and ambitious. He had never seen war, the Sol system. Kairos said, "You mean Earth? The quarantined world?" "Yes," Velther said. "The blockade is gone." Silence fell over the chamber. Then more laughter. Louder this time. "Gone?" Another council member said. "What do you mean gone?" 3 weeks ago, my scout ships reached the Sol system," Velther explained. "The blockade we placed there 50 years ago has vanished. Every ship, every station, every sensor platform, all of it. Gone without a trace." Chancellor Farah stood up. She was from a wealthy trading world. "Commander, with respect, your sensors must be malfunctioning. Perhaps it is time to consider retirement?" More laughter rippled through the chamber. Velther's jaw tightened. He had expected this. "I sent 3 different ships. All reported the same thing. I have the data here." He pulled up the readings on the main screens. Empty space where the blockade should be. No debris, no energy signatures. Just nothing. Kairos waved his hand dismissively. Perhaps the blockade ships simply moved to different positions. Or maybe they needed maintenance and returned to base? "This is hardly an emergency." "You do not understand," Velther said. His voice grew harder. "I fought the humans. I was there during the first contact wars. I saw what they were capable of." Yes, Kairos said. "We have all read the history files. The humans were aggressive. They refused to follow galactic law. We pushed them back to their home system and locked them there for everyone's safety, including theirs. It was the right decision. It was a decision made in fear," Velther said. "And fear makes us stupid." The council chamber erupted in angry shouts. How dare he speak this way? How dare he question the council's wisdom? Velther raised his voice over the noise. "I fought alongside soldiers who faced humans in battle. I remember a man named Deho. He and his squad held a supply depot for 3 days against 200 of our troops. 3 days? 20 humans against 200. When we finally broke through, 18 of them were still alive. Still fighting. Ancient history," Farah said. "I remember a captain named Hannah," Velther continued. "Her ship was damaged. Engines failing. She could have surrendered. Instead, she rammed her vessel into our dreadnought. Destroyed it completely. Killed herself and her entire crew just to take us down. Who does that? Fanatics," Kairos said. "Primitives who did not understand they were beaten." "No," Velther said. "They understood perfectly. That was the problem. We were not fighting an army. We were fighting a species that refused to lose. Every battle they learned. Every defeat they adapted. By the end of the war, they were using tactics we had never seen before. Building weapons from scraps. Hacking our communication systems. They were terrifying. And yet we won," Kairos said smugly. "We pushed them back. We cut them off from the rest of the galaxy." "They have been silent for 50 years?" If anything, they have probably gone extinct by now. Humans could barely survive on their own world. Without galactic trade, they surely collapsed. Velthor stared at him. You really believe that? I believe in facts, Kairos said. And the facts are simple. Humanity was given a choice 50 years ago. Join the Council peacefully and follow our rules, or be isolated. They chose violence. They paid the price? Now they are gone, and good riddance. The Council members applauded. Many of them stood. They agreed with Kairos. The human problem had been solved long ago. Velthor looked around the chamber. He saw comfortable politicians who had never held a weapon. He saw traders who only cared about profit. He saw young leaders who thought peace was permanent. You're making a mistake, he said quietly. The only mistake, Kairos replied, is wasting this council's time with paranoid fantasies. Your report is noted. The council finds no cause for concern. If the blockade ships have moved, we will send a message asking for their status. If they do not respond, we will send new ships. Simple. And if it is not that simple? Velthor asked. Then we will deal with it, Kairos said. But I suspect we will find nothing. The Sol system is empty except for one primitive planet full of primitives. If they even still exist? The council voted. 200 voices agreeing. Velthor's warning was dismissed. The meeting moved on to trade agreements and border disputes. Important matters. Real matters. Velthor left the chamber. In the hallway outside he stopped. His hands were shaking. Not from age? From anger. From fear, a voice spoke behind him. They did not listen. Velthor turned. It was Captain Mireille. She had been a ship captain during the war. She lost her left arm to human weapons fire. Now she wore a mechanical replacement. No, Velthor said. They did not. I received your message, Mireille said. I checked with my own sources. Ships have been disappearing. Small ones. Merchant vessels. Mining transports. All in the outer sectors, near the old human trade routes? Velthor asked. Mireille nodded. How did you know? Because I remember how they think, Velthor said. Humans do not forget. And they do not forgive. If they are back, they have been planning this for a long time. What do we do? Mireille asked. Velthor looked back at the council chamber doors. Inside, the politicians were still laughing and voting and making deals. They felt safe. They felt powerful. We prepare, Velthor said. And we hope I am wrong. But deep down, in the part of him that remembered the war, Velthor knew he was not wrong. Something was coming. Something the council was too blind to see. The humans were back. And this time, they would not be stopped by a blockade. 3 months passed. The galaxy continued as normal. Trade ships moved between worlds. Colonies expanded. The economy grew. Everything seemed peaceful, but Velthor kept watching. He collected reports from the far edges of council space. Small things. Things most people would ignore. A mining colony on Theta 7 went silent. The council blamed equipment failure. A merchant convoy disappeared near the Korvax Nebula. Pirates, they said. 6 automated relay stations stopped transmitting. Old technology, they explained. Velthor saw a pattern. He created a map in his private office. Red dots for every disappearance. Every silent station. Every missing ship. When he connected them, they formed a line. A line that pointed toward the Sol system. He was not alone in his suspicions. Mireille visited him often. She brought her own information. More disappearances. More silence from the outer sectors. I spoke to a freighter captain yesterday, Mireille said. She sat across from Velthor's desk. He said something strange. His ship's computer had a virus. His engineers could not remove it. It kept rewriting itself. Adapting, they finally had to replace the entire system. When did this happen? Velthor asked. 2 weeks ago. Near the Draxon system. Velthor added another red dot to his map. That is the 5th computer virus this month. The council says it is just bad luck, Mireille said. Cheap software from unlicensed vendors? The council says many things, Velther replied. There was a knock on the door. General Taijin entered. He was massive, even for his species. During the war, he had commanded the final assault on Luna, Earth's moon colony. It had been brutal. The humans fought for every meter of ground. I got your message, Taijin said. His voice was deep. You said it was urgent. Velther showed him the map. All the red dots. All the patterns. Taijin studied it for a long moment. This cannot be coincidence. No, Velther agreed. It cannot. But why would humans do this? Taijin asked. If they wanted revenge, they would attack openly. These are just merchant ships and relay stations. Small targets. It makes no sense. Unless they are preparing for something larger, Murray said. Velther pulled up another file. I found something else. 3 research stations have gone dark. All of them were studying captured human technology. What kind of technology? Taijin asked. Computer systems. Artificial intelligence frameworks. And one station was researching human jump drive prototypes. The room went quiet. Jump drives allowed ships to travel faster than light. The Council's jump drives used gates. Fixed points in space that ships traveled between. It was reliable but limited. You could only go where gates existed. Human jump drives had been different, experimental. They did not need gates. A ship could jump from anywhere to anywhere. The technology had never worked properly. It was unstable, dangerous. The Council had confiscated all human jump drive research after the war. If humans solved the jump drive problem, Murray said slowly, they could go anywhere. They would not need our gates. They would not need our permission, Taijin added. Velther nodded. And if they can appear anywhere, anytime, without warning, we would never see them coming. Taijin sat down heavily. We need to tell the Council. I tried, Velther said. They did not listen. Then we try again, Taijin said. With all of us. 3 witnesses. 3 veterans who fought the humans. They have to listen. They went back to the Council. This time, Velther brought 10 other veterans with him. Soldiers who remembered the war. Captains who saw human tactics. Engineers who studied human weapons. They presented their evidence. The map, the patterns. The missing research stations, everything. High Arbiter Kairos listened. His face showed no emotion. When they finished, he stood. Commander Velther, I appreciate your dedication, Kairos said. But I must be honest. This Council grows tired of your paranoia. Paranoia? Taijin said. We have evidence. You have coincidences, Kairos corrected. You have red dots on a map and conspiracy theories. You want us to believe that humans, a species we crushed 50 years ago, somehow became powerful enough to threaten us? Ridiculous. We did not crush them, Velther said. We locked them away. There is a difference. A difference that does not matter, Kairos replied. Even if humans survived, even if they maintained some technology, they are still primitive compared to us. We have 200 worlds, millions of ships, billions of soldiers. They have one planet, one system. Do you really think they could threaten us? Yes, all 10 veterans said together. Kairos laughed. Then you are fools. This Council has important work to do. We cannot waste time chasing ghosts. The human question was settled 50 years ago. It will not be reopened. You are making a mistake, Velther said. No, Commander, Kairos said coldly. You are making a mistake. You are spreading fear among the population. You are questioning Council decisions. You are undermining galactic stability. I could charge you with sedition. For telling the truth? Murray asked. For telling lies, Kairos said. Lies that serve no purpose except to frighten people and waste resources. Consider this your final warning. If you continue this campaign, you will face consequences. All of you. He looked at each veteran in turn. The Council thanks you for your service during the war. But the war is over. It has been over for 50 years. It is time to let go of the past. It is time to stop seeing enemies everywhere. The galaxy is at peace. Accept it, the council voted again. This time, they voted to officially censure Velthor. It was added to his record. A mark of shame. A warning to others not to follow his example. The veterans left the council chamber in silence. Outside, they gathered in a quiet corridor. What now? One of them asked. Now we prepare on our own, Velthor said. We cannot make the council listen, but we can make sure we are ready when the truth arrives. Ready for what? Another veteran asked. For whatever the humans have planned, Velthor said. They formed a secret network. Veterans across the galaxy. They shared information. They watched the borders. They trained their own soldiers quietly, without official approval. 2 more months passed. The disappearances continued. Now entire outposts went dark. Small colonies lost contact. The council blamed solar flares and equipment failure and bad luck. Then Velthor received a message. It was encrypted. Old military code from the war. Code that only someone who fought in that war would know. He decrypted it in his private office. The message was short. It showed coordinates, a date, and a name. The name was Jiwan. Velthor remembered that name. During the war, his ship had captured a human transport. Inside were civilians and soldiers. One of the soldiers was a young woman named Jiwan. She had been injured, dying. Velthor's orders were to interrogate prisoners and then execute them. But something about Jiwan had stopped him. She had looked at him with no fear, only determination. She knew she was going to die. She accepted it. Velthor had made a choice that day. He sent Jiwan to a medical facility instead. He saved her life. Then he released her with other prisoners during an exchange. He never told anyone. It would have cost him his command. Now, 50 years later, Jiwan was sending him a message. It read, You showed mercy once, Commander. I have not forgotten. What comes next is not revenge. It is evolution. Humanity does not seek war. But we will not be caged again. This is your only warning. In 7 days, the galaxy will see what we have become. Tell your council to be ready. Velthor stared at the message for a long time. Then he ran to find Mireille and Taijin, but even as he ran, he knew it was too late. The council would not listen. Not until they saw it with their own eyes. The humans were coming back. And they were bringing something the galaxy had never seen before. The attack came at dawn across 12 worlds. There was no explosion. No weapons fire. No warning. People simply woke up to find their defense systems offline. Every orbital platform. Every missile battery. Every shield generator. All of them dark and silent. Engineers rushed to diagnose the problem. What they found made no sense. The systems were not broken. They were locked. Something had gotten into the code. Something that rewrote itself faster than they could track it. Every time they tried to isolate it, it changed, adapted, spread to other systems. Within 3 hours, the panic reached the council. Emergency meetings were called. Military commanders demanded answers. No one had any. Then the message came. Every screen in council. Space lit up at the same moment. Televisions, computer monitors, holographic displays, even personal communicators. All of them showed the same image, a human woman in a military uniform. She was young, confident, behind her. The image showed the interior of a ship bridge, modern, clean, nothing like the crude human vessels from 50 years ago. I am Admiral Sojin of the Terran Expeditionary Fleet, she said. Her voice was calm, professional. Humanity hereby requests a formal audience with the Galactic Council. We wish to renegotiate the terms of our isolation. You have 7 days to respond. This message cannot be blocked or traced. Do not waste time trying. The image changed. Now it showed space. And ships. So many ships, they moved in formation. Hundreds of them. Sleek and dark. Their hulls reflected no light. They seemed to absorb it. As the camera watched, one ship simply disappeared, then reappeared 1,000 kilometers away. No jump gate. No engine trail? Just instant movement. This is impossible, someone whispered in the council chamber. The image changed again. Back to Admiral Sojin. We do not seek war, but we will not be ignored. 7 days. We await your response. The screens went dark for a moment. No one spoke. Then everyone spoke at once, shouting, screaming, demanding explanations. High Arbiter Kairos stood at his podium. His face was pale. How did they do this? How did they get past our security? They have been inside our systems for months, a technician reported. Maybe longer. The code is everywhere. In our satellites, our power grids, our communication networks, everything. Can we remove it? Kairos asked. We are trying, but it adapts. It is like fighting smoke. Every time we catch it, it slips away. Commander Velther stood up. His voice cut through the chaos. I warned you. 3 months ago. I told you they were coming. Kairos turned to him. Anger flashed across his face. You said the blockade was gone? You said nothing about an invasion. This is not an invasion, Velther said. This is a demonstration. They are showing us what they can do, showing us that we are vulnerable. And then we will show them they made a mistake, Kairos said. He turned to the military commanders. Mobilize the fleet. All of it, every ship we have. We will go to Seoul and finish what we started 50 years ago. That is exactly what they want, Velther warned. I do not care what they want, Kairos snapped. Humanity has attacked council worlds. They have violated galactic law. They have declared war on us. We will respond with overwhelming force. The council voted. It was nearly unanimous. Send the fleet. Show humanity their place. Remind them why they were locked away. Only Velther, Myray, and Taijin voted against it. The orders went out immediately. Every military ship in council space received the same message. Report to staging area Alpha 7. Prepare for combat operations. Target, Sol System. It took 3 days to assemble the fleet. 5,000 warships, battlecruisers, destroyers, carriers, support vessels. It was the largest military force ever gathered. Ships from 200 worlds, all flying under council colors. High Arbiter Kairos took personal command. He would lead from the flagship. He would accept humanity's surrender personally. Velther tried one last time. He went to Kairos's quarters the night before departure. Do not do this, Velther said. This is a trap. Everything is a trap to you, Kairos replied. He was packing his dress uniform. The one he would wear when humans surrendered. You see danger everywhere. It is sad, really. A great warrior reduced to a frightened old man. I am frightened because I remember, Velther said. I fought them. You have not. You think this is about military power. It is not. Humans do not fight fair. They fight to win. So do we, Kairos said. And we will win. We have 5,000 ships. They have a few hundred. The math is simple. The math means nothing, Velther said. Not to them. Then stay here, Kairos said. Stay and watch from safety while the rest of us do what needs to be done. Your warnings are noted. Your fear is understood. But this council will not be threatened by primitives. We will end this quickly. Then we will ensure humanity never threatens anyone again. Velther left. There was nothing more he could say. That night, alone in his quarters, he received another message, encrypted, from Juan. You tried to warn them, it read. That shows honor. What happens next is not your fault. Tell your people to surrender quickly. We do not want casualties. But we will not be stopped. Not this time. The next morning, the fleet departed. 5,000 ships jumping through gates toward Seoul. It would take 2 days to reach the system. 2 days for the council to prepare victory speeches. 2 days for the galaxy to hold its breath. Velther watched them go from his office window. Beside him stood Myray and Taijin. Other veterans had gathered too. All of them who had fought humans. All of them who knew what was coming. Should we pray for them? Myra asked quietly. Pray for all of us, Velther replied 2 days later. The fleet arrived at Seoul. The council broadcast the battle on public channels. Everyone across the galaxy could watch. They wanted the whole galaxy to see humanity defeated, to see the council's power, to remember why they obeyed council law. What they saw instead changed everything. The Sol system was transformed. Earth shined blue and green as always, but around it floated structures that should not exist, rings circling the outer planets. Not stations, something bigger, something that bent light around it. The asteroid belt was gone. In its place was a vast network of interconnected platforms, manufacturing centers, shipyards, defense grids. The amount of construction was impossible. It would take the council centuries to build something like that. Humans had done it in 50 years, alone, isolated. By the void, someone whispered on the fleet channel. Then the Terran Defense Force appeared. Not hundreds of ships, thousands, they materialized from nowhere. One moment empty space, the next moment full of vessels. No gates, no engines. Just instant arrival. Admiral Sojin's face appeared on every council ship screen. You were given 7 days. You chose war instead of talk. That is unfortunate. But we are prepared. Stand down your weapons. Power down your engines. We will board your ships and ensure your safety. No one needs to die today. Never, Kairos transmitted back. All ships, open fire. The council fleet unleashed everything. Thousands of weapons firing at once, missiles, energy beams, plasma cannons. Enough firepower to crack a planet. Nothing happened. The weapons simply stopped working. Missiles fell dormant in space. Energy weapons flickered and died. Cannons went silent. Then the engines stopped. Life support flickered. Emergency lights activated across 5,000 ships. The battle was over. It had lasted 47 seconds. Not a single human weapon fired. The human ships moved forward. They attached docking tubes to council vessels. One by one, calm, professional, no aggression. Just efficiency. Velther watched from his office. The public broadcast showed council crews being evacuated. They were not prisoners. Not hostages. Just passengers being moved to safety while human engineers worked on the ships. Systems, High Arbiter Kairos was brought to a human vessel. The cameras showed him standing in front of Admiral Sujin. She was smaller than him, younger, but she looked at him like an adult looking at a child. How? Kairos asked. His voice shook. How did you do this? We learned, Sujin replied. 50 years ago, you defeated us because you had better technology. So we studied your technology. We found every weakness, every vulnerability, every backdoor. Then we did what humans do best. We improved on it. We went beyond it. This is impossible, Kairos said. No, Sujin said. This is necessity. You locked us away. You thought we would die or surrender or beg for mercy. Instead, we evolved. We decided that never again would we be at someone else's mercy. Never again would we be weak. You made us this way. You should thank us. Thank you. For not destroying you, Sujin said simply. We could have. Your ships are defenseless. Your worlds are vulnerable. We control your communications, your power grids, your defense systems. We could turn off life support and let you suffocate. We could crash your stations into your planets. We could do to you what you tried to do to us. But we will not. Because unlike you, we do not punish entire species for the mistakes of their leaders. She gestured to the guards. Take him to quarters. He will be returned to council space with the others, unharmed, well-treated. Let him tell his people what happened here. The broadcast ended. Every screen across the galaxy went dark. In his office, Velther sat down slowly. His hands were steady now. The fear was gone. Not because the danger passed. Because he finally knew the truth. Humanity had returned. And nothing would ever be the same again. The council fleet returned home in shame. 5,000 warships towed by human vessels. Not a single shot fired in their defense. Not a single casualty on either side. It should have been a mercy. Instead, it felt like humiliation. High Arbiter Kairos stood before the full council 3 days later. His uniform was clean. His body was unharmed. But his pride was destroyed. The entire galaxy had watched him fail. Watched the council's mighty fleet become helpless toys in human hands. They let us go, Kairos said. His voice was hollow. They fixed our ships. They gave us food and medical care. They treated us like guests. Then they escorted us to the edge of their system and released us. Why? Someone asked. Why show mercy? To prove a point, Kairos said. To show that they could destroy us but chose not to. To make us grateful for their mercy. Chancellor Farah stood up. She looked older now, tired. What do they want? The same thing they wanted before, Kairos said. A seat at the council. Full membership. Access to trade routes. Recognition as equals. Equals! Someone shouted. They held our entire fleet hostage. They control our technology. They can appear anywhere. They are not our equals. They are our superiors. The chamber erupted in argument. Some wanted to negotiate. Others wanted to fight. A few suggested surrendering completely. Fear made people irrational. Commander Velther stood. The room slowly went quiet. Everyone knew what was coming. He had been right. They had been wrong. Now they would have to hear it, but Velther did not gloat. He did not say, I told you so. He simply spoke the truth. Humanity is giving us a choice, Velther said. Accept them as equals, or they will make us irrelevant. They do not need our approval anymore. They do not need our permission. They can go anywhere. Do anything. Take anything. The only question is whether we work with them or against them. You sound like you admire them, someone said accusingly. I respect them, Velther corrected. There is a difference. I respect their determination, their intelligence, their restraint. Think about it. They could have killed Kairos, could have killed all of us, could have invaded our worlds while our fleets were disabled. They did none of those things. Why? No one answered? Because they learned from us, Velther continued. 50 years ago, we defeated them with force. We thought power was enough. But they learned that mercy is more powerful than cruelty. That fear is temporary, but respect lasts. They are teaching us our own lesson, so we just surrender? Taijin asked. He sat in the audience now, no longer a general. Just another veteran. We give them whatever they want. We negotiate, Velther said. We listen. We find common ground. It is the only logical choice. There might be another option, High Arbiter Kairos said quietly. We could call for help. The Council controls only this sector of the galaxy. There are other powers. Other species? If we unite them all against humanity, we could— No, Velther interrupted. That would be suicide. If we bring more forces against them, humans will see it as an existential threat. They will stop showing mercy. They will do whatever is necessary to survive. And I promise you, we do not want to see what that looks like. So we do nothing? Kairos asked. We just accept our defeat? We accept reality, Velther said. And reality is that the galaxy has changed. Humanity is back. We can adapt or we can die. Those are the only choices. The debate continued for hours. Days, the council was divided. Some wanted peace. Others wanted revenge. Most were just afraid. During this time, humanity waited. They did not attack, did not threaten. They simply stayed in their system. But now ships could see them working, building, expanding. They were not hiding anymore. They wanted to be seen. Wanted the galaxy to know they were there. Admiral Sogin sent another message. This one was different. It was not a broadcast. It was a private communication to Commander Velther. Commander, it read, My officer Jiwan speaks highly of you. She says you showed her mercy when you did not have to. That takes courage. The Council needs people like you. People who understand that strength without wisdom is just cruelty. We would like to meet. Not as enemies. As equals. Will you come to Seoul? We will guarantee your safety. Valthor stared at the message. A trap, possibly? But he did not think so. Humans had proven they did not need traps. They had beaten the council fairly. If they wanted him dead, he would already be dead. He showed the message to Mireille and Taijin. You cannot go, Mireille said immediately. It is too dangerous. Everything is dangerous now, Valthor replied. Someone must build a bridge between our people. Why not me? Because the council will call you a traitor, Taijin said. They already think I am a fool, Valthor said. Traitor is not much worse. He went, alone, in a small shuttle with no weapons. He broadcast his flight path openly so everyone could track him. Let the council watch. Let them see what happens. The journey to Seoul took 3 days. Human ships met him at the system edge. They escorted him carefully, respectfully, not like guards escorting a prisoner. Like honor guards protecting a guest, Earth was beautiful. Valthor had only seen it once before, 50 years ago, through weapon targeting systems. Now he saw it as it truly was. Blue oceans, green continents, white clouds. A jewel floating in space. The human station orbiting Earth was massive. Inside it was clean and bright. Humans moved with purpose. No fear, no hatred. Just focus. Admiral Sujin met him in a simple conference room. With her were other humans, officers, scientists, diplomats, and Yuan. Yuan looked older now. She had scars, gray in her hair. But her eyes were the same, clear, determined. Thank you for saving my life, Yuan said. I never forgot. You have grown strong, Valthor replied. I wish I could say I'm surprised. But I am not. I knew humans were dangerous. I did not know you could be this. Desperate people do desperate things, Admiral Sujin said. You locked us in a cage. We had 2 choices, die or evolve. We chose evolution. A human man stepped forward. He was older. Wore glasses. Looked like a scientist. My name is Wan Shik. I led the engineering team that cracked your computer systems. Would you like to know how we did it? Valthor nodded. We studied everything we captured during the war, Wan Shik explained. Every ship, every weapon, every piece of technology. We took it apart, learned how it worked, found the weaknesses. Your systems are powerful but rigid. They follow rules? We created code that does not follow rules. Code that thinks, adapts, learns artificial intelligence far beyond anything you have. We also improved our jump drives, another human said. Her name was Nari. She was young, enthusiastic. Council drives use gates, fixed points. We created drives that generate their own gates. Anywhere, anytime, we can jump from any point to any point without infrastructure. It makes us impossible to blockade. And your weapons? Valthor asked. Why did you not use them? We did, Admiral Sujin said. Our weapon is control. Why destroy ships when we can simply turn them off? Why kill soldiers when we can evacuate them? Destruction is easy? Control is difficult. We chose difficult. Why? Valthor asked. Why show mercy to people who tried to destroy you? Because mercy is a weapon too, Sujin said. Fear makes people irrational. Gratitude makes them reasonable. We want the council to work with us. That requires trust. How do we build trust? By proving we can be trusted. She pulled up a holographic display. It showed designs, technologies, medical equipment, agricultural systems, power generation, hundreds of innovations. This is what we want to offer, Sujin said. Technology sharing. We give you access to our advances. You give us access to the galactic community, trade, culture, knowledge. We both benefit. Nobody loses. Except your advantage, Valthor said. If you share your technology, you will not be superior anymore. We do not want to be superior, Sujin said. We want to be safe. And the safest way to be safe is to make everyone else safe too. If we can help other species advance, if we can share knowledge, If we can build something together instead of fighting over scraps, everyone wins. That is what we learned from being locked away. Cooperation is better than domination. Velthor looked at the displays, at the technology, at the humans around him. They were not lying. He could see it in their faces. They truly believed what they were saying. The Council will not accept this easily, Velthor warned. They are afraid of you. Fear makes people stupid. Then help us, Jawan said. Help us show the Council we are not enemies. You have credibility. You warned them we were coming. They did not listen. But now they know you were right. They will listen now. What do you need from me? Velthor asked. Go back, Admiral Sujin said. Tell them what you have seen. Tell them we want peace. Tell them we are coming to the council chambers in 1 month. Not as invaders, as guests. We will present our case. We will offer our hand. What happens next is up to them. Velthor returned to council space 2 days later. He brought data, images, proof of everything humans had shown him. He presented it to the council. Some believed him. Some called him a traitor. Most were simply terrified, but one thing was certain. In 1 month, humanity would arrive at the council chambers. The galaxy would watch, and everything would change. The day humanity arrived at the council chambers, the entire galaxy held its breath. Every channel broadcast the event. Billions of beings across hundreds of worlds watched their screens. Would this be war? Would this be peace? No one knew. The human ships appeared without warning, no jump gates, no engines. They simply materialized in orbit around the council world. 20 vessels, not warships, diplomatic cruisers. Sleek and silver, they made no threatening moves, just floated there. Waiting, Admiral Sujin led the delegation. With her came diplomats named Hanyul and Yejin, also scientists, engineers, cultural experts, 20 humans total. They wore formal uniforms, carried no visible weapons. They walked into the council chambers like they belonged there. The chamber was full, every council member present. Every seat taken, armed guards lined the walls. Security was maximum. Fear made people paranoid. Sujin and her team took seats at the center, the same place where accused criminals usually stood. But they did not look like criminals. They looked calm. Prepared, confident. High Arbiter Kairos opened the session. His voice was stiff, formal. The council recognizes the delegation from Earth. You requested this audience. Speak. Admiral Sujin stood. She looked around the chamber slowly, meeting eyes, making connections. 50 years ago, humanity made mistakes. Sujin began. We were aggressive, territorial. We refused to follow rules we did not help create. We fought you. We lost. You punished us by locking us away from the galaxy. That punishment has now ended. Not because you chose to end it, because we chose to end it. Murmurs rippled through the chamber, some angry, some afraid. We come today not to threaten, Sujin continued, not to conquer, not to seek revenge. We come to negotiate, to ask for what should have been offered 50 years ago, a seat at this council, full membership, equal voice in galactic affairs, access to trade routes and cultural exchange. In return, we offer technology sharing, mutual defense agreements, and partnership. Partnership? Chancellor Farah said. You disabled our entire fleet. You infiltrated our systems. You proved you can destroy us anytime you want. How is that partnership? That is domination. No, Sujin said firmly. Domination would be taking what we want without asking. We are asking. We demonstrated our capability not to threaten you, but to ensure you take us seriously. You ignored us 50 years ago because you thought we were weak. We cannot afford to be ignored again. You could have asked without disabling our defenses, Pharaoh said. Could we? Sujin asked. When Commander Velthor warned you we were coming, did you listen? When evidence mounted, did you investigate? When we first sent our message, did you respond? No, you sent a fleet to destroy us. You left us no choice but to prove we could not be destroyed. Velthor stood from his seat. She speaks truth. The council shares blame for what happened. We were given warnings. We ignored them. We chose war when humanity offered talk. We have no moral ground here. You defend them? Someone shouted. They are the enemy. They were the enemy, Velther corrected. Now they are the future. The question is whether we will be part of that future or left behind. A council member from the Draxon system stood. His name was Horvath. He was old, respected. What guarantees do we have? You say you want peace, but you hold all the power. You control our technology. You can shut down our defenses any time. How can we trust you will not use that power against us? Eugene stood. She was one of the human diplomats. Young but well-spoken. We propose a treaty. Complete technology sharing. We will show you how our systems work, how our code operates, how our jump drives function, everything. In return, you share your knowledge with us. We grow together. Neither side has secrets. Neither side has absolute power. You would give up your advantage? Horvath asked suspiciously. Our advantage is not technology, Eugene said. Our advantage is innovation. We learned how to adapt, how to think differently. That cannot be taken away, but the specific tools we built, we will share them. Because a galaxy where everyone has advanced technology is safer than a galaxy where only one species does. What about the code in our systems? Kairos asked. Will you remove it? Yes, Admiral Sujin said. As part of the treaty, we will remove all infiltration code. We will help you rebuild your security. We will teach you how to protect yourselves, not from us, from anyone. Because if we could infiltrate your systems, eventually someone else will too. Better to fix the vulnerability now, Haniel stepped forward. He was tall, serious, a military officer. We also propose mutual defense. If any council world is attacked, Earth will help defend it. If Earth is attacked, the council will help defend us. True allies, true partners, the debate began. It lasted for hours. Council members asked questions. Humans provided answers. Some council members remained hostile. Others began to soften. A few actually seemed interested. During a break, Velther approached Admiral Sujin privately. You are winning them over, Velther said. Slowly, but you are not fast enough, Sujin replied. Some will never accept us. Fear runs too deep. Then focus on the ones who will listen, Velther suggested. You do not need everyone. You need enough. Is that how you survived politics? Sujin asked with a slight smile. No, Velther admitted. That is how I survived war. Politics is worse, Sujin laughed. It was a good sound, human, real. Commander, when this is over, I hope we can be friends. Real friends, not just diplomatic allies. I would like that, Velther said. Someone needs to remind both our people that we are not so different. The session resumed. Now came the demonstrations. Human scientists showed their technology. Wanchik explained quantum jump drives using simple terms. He showed how the math worked, how the engineering solved impossible problems. Council scientists asked questions, good questions. Technical questions? Wanchik answered honestly. NARI presented medical advances. Treatments for diseases that plagued multiple species. Regenerative therapy, extended lifespans. She offered everything freely. No patents, no restrictions. Just knowledge shared openly. Why? Someone asked. Why give this away? Because people are dying who do not need to die, Nari said simply. Because we have the knowledge to help and it costs us nothing to share. Because in the 50 years we were alone, we learned that hoarding knowledge only makes everyone poorer. Sharing knowledge makes everyone richer. Slowly, the mood in the chamber shifted. The fear did not disappear, but it mixed with something else. Curiosity, interest, hope. On the third day of negotiations, a vote was called, not for full acceptance, just for whether to continue negotiations or reject humanity entirely. It was close, very close, but the majority voted to continue. Over the next month, details were hammered out, treaties written, terms agreed. Compromises made on both sides. Humans would join the council but with observer status for 5 years, a probationary period. They would share technology gradually. remove their code in stages, build trust slowly. It was not perfect, but it was progress. The final ceremony took place in the Grand Hall. Representatives from all council worlds attended. The treaty was presented. Hundreds of pages, thousands of clauses. It covered everything from trade to defense to cultural exchange. Admiral Sujin signed for humanity. High Arbiter Kairos signed for the council. They did not smile at each other, but they shook hands. The image was broadcast across the galaxy. Afterward, there was a reception, food from 100 worlds. Humans tried alien dishes. Aliens tried human food. Conversations happened. Awkward at first, then easier. People learning about each other. Velther found himself standing with Jiwan. They held drinks. Watched the crowd mingle. "You saved my life 50 years ago," Jiwan said. "Now I am helping save the galaxy. Strange how things work." "You would have done this without me," Velther said. "Maybe," Jiwan admitted. "But it helped having someone on the council who understood us, who fought us and respected us anyway. Not many beings do that." "I learned from you," Velther said. "During the war, I learned that humans do not quit, do not surrender, do not give up even when everything is lost. That terrified me, but it also impressed me. I thought if we locked you away, you would break. I was wrong. You became stronger." "We had good motivation," Jiwan said. "Fear, anger, pride, determination. We decided we would never be helpless again, never be at someone else's mercy. So we worked. 50 years of constant work, no breaks, no rest. Just building, learning, growing, and now here we are." "Here you are," Velther agreed. "The question is what happens next." "Next," Jiwan said, "we see if we can actually work together. Treaties are just words. Action is what matters. Can humans and council species truly cooperate? Can we build something better than what existed before?" "I think we can. But it will take time, patience, forgiveness." "Those are not easy things," Velther said. "Nothing worthwhile is easy," Jiwan replied. Across the room, Admiral Sujin stood with Chancellor Farah. They were discussing trade routes, schedules, practical matters. It was almost normal, almost like humanity had always been part of the council, but everyone there knew the truth. Humanity had forced their way in. They had proven they could not be ignored, could not be dismissed, could not be locked away and forgotten. The galaxy had changed. Old powers had to accept new ones. Old ways had to adapt to new realities. It was uncomfortable, scary, uncertain.